Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be giving my final opinions on Pokemon's first ever DLC, the Isle of Armor. It's been out for a little over a week now when most of you, I'm guessing, have played it, but I've never really properly spoken about what I think of it, and I get the question a lot on streams, so I thought I'd just make a video because it's just easier, isn't it, to be fair. So if you're excited for the video, please drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 700 likes. Make sure to leave a comment. What do you think about the DLC? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And make sure to subscribe if you're brand new. We do daily Pokemon content on this here channel. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, I thought the easiest way to give my opinion would be just to break this video down into 3 different parts, being the positives of the Isle of Armor, the negatives, and then what they could have done better. We're going to start off with the positives because there's a lot of them. I actually really enjoyed the DLC, so I'm going to go over those. It's nice to start off with a smiley face. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, starting things off, the DLC is much cheaper than any kind of third installment game. A lot of people, when they first heard about the DLC, they were like, oh, it's not a full game, not happy about that. But at the end of the day, we're getting 2 DLC packs, and it's half the price and double the content. I know I'm feeling like a salesperson right now, but it literally is true. You're getting more stuff for your money, and it's a lot less money as well. So I don't really know how you can not like the fact that we're getting DLC, really, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm a big fan of it, you know. I'm a big fan for more content for less money. I guess most people are, really, because it's just better. But that is definitely a positive. The next up, you don't even have to buy the DLC if you want all the old Pokemon back. If you're not too bothered about going into the Isle of Armor and, you know, finding Kung Fu and Mustard and all them lot. If you just want to get some of the old Pokemon back in the Isle of Armor, that's fine. You don't have to buy the Isle of Armor, you just bring them in from Pokemon Home. I know you have to buy Pokemon Home before you even get those comments at me, but obviously you don't have to buy the DLC for all the old Pokemon. It is a bit of a positive, let's be honest. Yeah, you're still paying for Home, but it doesn't really matter. You're getting all the free stuff. It's alright. Anyway, next up, the wild area. Talking about the gameplay. The Isle of Armor's wild area was fantastic, and it's what should have been the wild area in Pokemon Sword and Shield. All these different locations like swamps, deserts, forests, oceans. It was such a good variety of locations, and it really brought the Isle of Armor to life, and having that in the original Sword and Shield games I think would have helped it a lot more. So yeah, I really did like the different kind of landscapes. It allowed different Pokemon to pop up in different places. The weather obviously has a sale to about certain Pokemon popping up as well, such as Shinx, taking forever to get because you need the electricity, which is horrible to find. You have to bloody change your date and everything. But either way, it was really cool to see all of the different landscapes for the Isle of Armor. Next up was a biggie that nobody saw coming, and I literally mean nobody, because nothing was leaked, and it was following Pokemon. This caught me off guard like mad. It was the last thing I was expecting. You finish that 3rd mission by Mustard, and then boom, you walk outside, you got your favorite Pokemon behind you. I couldn't believe it. Obviously went straight into Sword and Shield to see if it worked there. Didn't, but the main thing is we still got all the Pokemon being able to follow you in the Isle of Armor. It's pretty much been confirmed in leaks that it's going to be the same in the Crown Tundra as well. So all of those different Pokemon following us in the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra kind of gives us a reason to believe that maybe in the next games we'll get following Pokemon again, because all the models are already on the Switch, so that's really cool. But yeah, following Pokemon was definitely something that nobody was expecting, and it definitely gives so much more life to the Isle of Armor because it's just all the different Pokemon with their characteristics and stuff. You get Snom following you, gotta wait 8 hours for him to catch up because he goes backwards, I swear. He actually goes backwards. That's how slow he is. I know I made that video ages ago.
Why are you running?
But he's actually taking the piss now. He's so slow. But regards to all that, it was still a really good feature to see following Pokemon back in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Next up, we got loads more character customization, some new hairstyles, some new clothes. Obviously got all the DLC downloadable content for like pre-ordering it and stuff. You got so many more character customization options, which was great. You know, you can allow your trainer to look even more like you, or you can try and make her look like Marnie or Chairman Rose if you want to go that route. You know, I won't judge you, it's fine. But yeah, all the different character customization was really cool to see in the Isle of Armor. Definitely another big positive for the DLC. Next up, the Isle of Armor had a relatively post-game, or like things to do after you've beaten it. Obviously you had the whole Diglett thing, which, yeah, a little bit repetitive, but at least it was something to do to collect them all, and obviously you got rewards for doing it, the different Alolan forms, and obviously you got the starters as well from Alola, so that was really cool. We have restricted sparring, which was nice. You know, you got all the different types you can use, the different Pokemon in different situations, got some really cool battle points for that. As well as that, obviously there's certain things you can unlock, like giving all the Watts to Honey, Takes a long time, don't get me wrong, but when you do all that, you get some more stuff. You can battle her. Obviously, you can battle Mustard again. You can battle your rival again every day. It's really, really cool to see all these different things you can do at the end of the game. Obviously, they're completing the Pokedex to get the Mark Charm, which is another positive. The Mark Charm was a really, really cool feature to basically do what the Shiny Charm does, but in regards to Pokemon that are marked. It's actually relatively easier now to get a marked shiny, which is really, really cool for hunting. So every time you find a shiny, you always want to check if it's a marked one as well. So yeah, Mark Charm was another positive, but yeah, all the actual post-game stuff was really cool to see as well. Another one that was a pretty good positive is just more tutor moves to add to your Pokemon. You know, you can make them learn moves that they've never been able to learn before. It's just a really, really cool feature. And as well as that, there's that helpful woman just stranded on an island. Don't know why she's there. She seems stuck. You probably should help her instead of just getting her to, you know, reset your Pokemon's EVs. But either way, it looks like she's staying. It doesn't really look like the best place to stay, but, you know, I'm not a judge. If she wants to chill on that small island, she can do it. But yeah, being able to basically go and reset all your Pokemon's EVs was a very, very useful thing. Again, no idea why she's stranded and recreating an episode of Lost, but it is what it is, isn't it? So that is pretty much all of the positives. I mean, there's a few more, but they're like the main ones that I could think of that were really, really cool to see when playing through the Isle of Armor. Next up, though, we are going through the negatives. It's time to be a negative Nelly, and we're going to go over some things that I didn't think were that good about the Isle of Armor DLC. First of all, they kind of ruined all of the new Pokemon. So in the first trailer we saw for the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, they showed us everything new there, apart from Galarian Slowbro, but we still knew it was a thing. They obviously showed off Kubfu, they showed off Urshifu, and yeah, they pretty much showed off Galarian Slowbro. I was going into the Isle of Armor expecting to see some more Pokemon. I was going in blind and haven't seen anything really about the gameplay. And then next minute, I've completed it, and there was no new Pokemon. And I was actually a little bit upset. I was a little bit espresso depresso. I thought we'd actually see some new Pokemon. So that was definitely a downfall for me for the DLC. I think they just shouldn't have ruined all the new Pokemon. I say all the new Pokemon. There's like 3, so it wasn't really loads. But you know what I mean? Like, it would have been much better to run into a patch of grass and see something brand new. I was really, really waiting for that, and it just never came. So that was definitely a bit of a negative for the DLC for me. Next up was the level scaling. Now, obviously, we'd been told beforehand that there was going to be level scaling in the game. So I went in with a level 13 Slowpoke. As you can imagine, got destroyed because the level scaling is only there if you haven't beaten the champion. So if you have beat the champion, the Pokemon are at like level 57 to 60. So that's great. My Slowpoke, guy, I feel so bad for it, got destroyed. But yeah, and then after that, you could just go in with loads of level 100s and they won't cap out at level 100. They'll stay at level 60. So the game's kind of really easy. I thought when they said level scaling, it'd be like to your party members, but no, that wasn't the case, unfortunately. So, you know, it wasn't Game Freak's fault. It was just like kind of told to us by the different like reporters and stuff that had seen the demo. But at the same time, level scaling would have made it a lot better, and it was a little bit unfortunate, especially for my Slowpoke, that he kind of died really quick. But next up, the story was a little bit repetitive for me. Apart from the whole Kubfu and Urshifu thing, you just kind of had to go off and run errands really for Mustard. You know, find some mushrooms and stuff. That was all it really was, just a little bit repetitive for me. The storyline wasn't super long as well. It was about, I think, if you were just going through the storyline, you could probably complete it in like an hour, maybe an hour and a half at tops, which isn't loads. Obviously, there's loads of more things to do in the DLC, which is great, which makes it last a lot longer. But if you're just doing the story, it's a little bit short. You know, it definitely needed a little couple things in there. I definitely think the Crown Tundra is going to be much better because we know there's 4 chapters. There's legendary Pokemon back, there's legendary raids. I think that's really going to be much, much better than the Isle of Armor. But yeah, for the Isle of Armor itself, story wasn't really my cup of tea. But yeah, that's pretty much all the negatives that I could really think of for the DLC. Like I said at the start, I did enjoy it. It was good. But the things that they could probably have done to improve it was just add a couple more new Pokemon. Like I said, I think that was quite upsetting for a lot of people not seeing anything new that would already been seen. As well as that, they should have just added level scaling just so it wasn't super easy if you went in with an overpowered team. And then they probably should have just made the story a little bit less repetitive by, I don't know, adding in a couple more things. Like I say, if they added new Pokemon and they could have done a couple quests for like those new Pokemon that you had to do. I don't know, just kind of brainstorming right now. But yeah, the story for me was a little bit of a downfall. But apart from that, I actually really did enjoy the Isle of Armor DLC. I thought it was really cool. It was new. It was something that we'd never really done before. And yeah, it, in my opinion, was a success. For me, out of 10, I'll give it a cheeky 7. I think the Crown Tundra is going to pop off at an 8 or a 9. But for the Isle of Armor, cheeky little 7. But that's my little score. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please do drop a like down below. Make sure to leave a comment what you think of the Isle of Armor DLC, and also give it a rating out of 10. I'd love to hear what you guys' suggestions are. And then, of course, subscribe if you're brand new. We do daily Pokemon content on the channel. With all of that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Until next time, peace.